G'day YouTube, it's Brett here from Overtime Gaming with you once again, and welcome back with some more FIFA 13 Connected Career Mode. And of course guys, we're back with Newcastle United, the Black and White Army, the Toon Army, the Mighty Magpies. It's Premier League action here today guys, against Norwich City. We're away from home today, looking for another win, giving us some more momentum going into the Christmas break. We're around a month away from the transfer window now guys. Really could use the momentum, just pushing us into the top 6, top 5 even. Have a look at the table where we're sitting in a minute. You can see Arfa there, and appears the table. You can see we're sat in 5th, joint on points with Everton, only 2 points behind United, 3 points behind City. But Chelsea are 10 points clear of us. They are running away with it now. But we're up against a weak Norwich City side, guys. Sebastian Bassong right at the back there. Of course, in centre-back position. He is a former Newcastle player, guys. Bit of a flop at Newcastle, I must admit. He had heaps of talent, but unfortunately wasn't able to live up to it. We look at our side. DeBuchy still not quite back from injury yet, guys, but it is very close. We're putting out our strongest side. Nyanga's to start up front rather than Remy today, guys. But we've got Pogba and Mbiwa in the centre of midfield with Cabaye, Sissoko and Arfa playing in front of them. Strong side. We're really pushing for a win today, and that is exactly what we want. Before we get onto this episode, we're going to speak about real football, and there's something that's really starting to wind me up, and that's all these links with Yohan Cabaye. He has been linked with another move away from the club today, guys, and that is to Monaco. Of course, we all have known Monaco have had interest in Cabaye for a while now. Their owner came out last week and actually said that he is really interested in Cabaye. Cabaye is a very interesting player and a very good player, and that started the rumours that Cabaye was off to Monaco. Started making loads of bets from people. Bookie started accepting loads of bets that Cabaye was now off to Monaco. The bookies have now suspended betting on Cabaye going to Monaco, and that is because today guys, Cabaye actually came out in a press conference and said he is interested in Monaco. The rebuild in Monaco interests every player, so of course everyone is going to be interested. Now that doesn't exactly state that he wants to leave Newcastle, but that combined with the things with Man United last week suggests he is kind of inclined to want to move. And I really hope he doesn't. He's our best player, we all know that. We all know that he's my favourite player as well. We all know he's the heart of the Newcastle team, and we really cannot lose to afford him. Without Cabaye, this team would be relegated, and I'm simply putting it out there. We have had some good news with the fact that Callum has said he wants to stay for one more season to see out the rest of his contract, because of the commitment from the fans to the club and to him, which is definitely a positive, because now we've got 3 solid centre-backs in Steven Taylor, Yanga and Mbiwa and Callum. We all know I don't particularly like Callum. I don't think he's as good as people say, but he is a strong centre-back. I think it should be Steven Taylor and Yanga and Mbiwa to start in the heart of defence, personally, but I do understand the positive sides about Callum. His experience in the centre of the defensive position with Steven Taylor or with Yanga and Mbiwa definitely help us out, especially with the likes of Haidara, Davis Santon and DeBuchy playing alongside him. Just allows them to push forward more, knowing that they've got a reliable centre-back which will be there covering them every single play. Now, we still cannot afford to lose Cabaye, and him coming out saying he's interested in other clubs definitely doesn't help our situation, because it actually lowers his price. Him saying that he kind of wants to move lowers his price, because now teams know that we may have to accept a deal to keep him happy. And if we don't keep him happy, he's not going to play to the best of his ability. And he's not going to do that at Newcastle if he wants to go. As simple as that. Which means in the future, we're going to have to accept even less for him. So we accept slightly less than we want now to get rid of him, because we know in the future he'll be worth less if he's not happy. Now, I still don't think he exactly wants to leave. He's just interested in other clubs, which is completely fair enough. However, I still think he'll give us one more season, and if we don't make Europe this season, he will be gone, and I cannot blame him for that at all. But he is still our best player, and we cannot afford to lose him. Luckily for us, talks about Arfa and Cisse leaving have died down a bit of recent weeks, and that's because Arfa's come out and said he's committed to the club because of all his injuries and the way the club have stuck by him. And Cisse's wanting to leave has sort of been overruled by the fact that he doesn't want to wear Wonga on his shirt. He wants to wear a sponsorless shirt, which Kaiser shows that he's fine with staying. just that he doesn't like the sponsor, which is completely fair enough. But it still shows he doesn't exactly want to leave the club. He is open to a move, and of course he's one of the top strikers in the Premier League. Nowhere near a class act, I must admit. He's not fantastic by any means, but he's still a top striker. So of course he's going to be open to a move. Every player in the world is open to a move from their current club. It doesn't matter who they are. But it does kind of show that he doesn't exactly want to leave. He's just open to one. So I'm completely fine with that. In other Newcastle news is Aubameyang. Of course, guys, we all know I'm a big fan of Aubameyang. I was going to buy him in the series at one point, but then we fully committed to just the French players. But I still really like him. I've been saying for weeks I really want us to go out and sign him. I'd love for us to sign Rooney as well. The Rooney leaving talks have died down a lot recently, and that's because the transfer window is not fully opened yet. So teams aren't fully going after players yet. Also, with all the internationals going on, there's so much football still being played at the moment. Teams don't have full contact with the player they want. Fantastic goal by Mbiwa again, guys. He's definitely turning into our transfer of the season. Remember, guys, any extra awards you want me to put in, go back and check the award videos to see what awards we did include last time. Any extra awards, put them in the comments section below, and I'll definitely include them in the awards video for this season. Now, as I was saying about Aubameyang, I've really wanted him. But unfortunately, it looks like he's set for a move to Monaco as well. His father, who is actually his agent as well, has come out and said that there's a lot of talk about him going to Germany. There's a lot of talk about him going to the Premier League. But he is more inclined to go to Monaco because he is so intrigued by the rebuilding process that they've got there. He knows they're going to be a great team in the next couple of years and are going to pose a real challenge to PSG. And that's exactly what Aubameyang wants to be part of. And you can't exactly blame him for that. The players that have already gone to Monaco, Falcao, Carvalho, James Rodriguez, João Moutinho, are all fantastic players. And you cannot blame another player for wanting to join that, then being supported by the fact that Aubameyang is not French, so he doesn't have to pay the French tax rate. Even though he is coming from a French club, he doesn't have to pay the French tax rate. So he is tax-free in Monaco, which means he'll be earning a hell of a lot higher wage there than he would in any other club in the world. So you also cannot blame him for that. I still would love him at Newcastle, and I still think he slightly wants to go to a club where he will be playing European football this year. But I cannot blame him if he wants to go to Monaco. Could you imagine a strike force of Aubameyang and Falcao, then supported with João Moutinho and James Rodriguez? And I'm just speculating now. Yohan Cabaye in the centre of midfield with João Moutinho. And then someone like Jeremy Menez, who they've been linked with and stuff like that, on the other side of midfield to James Rodriguez. They'd just be an incredible side, and really positive things coming out of Monaco. They're going to be one of the options for the FIFA career mode next year, guys. And other teams you want me to take control of in FIFA 14, leave in the comment section below, guys, and I'll definitely take note of them and put them in the voting video, which I'll provide nearer the time. Now, great save again by Loris. He's played fantastic for us today. We're going to get on to just normal football news now, guys. There's a couple of games last night. Spain played Uruguay, and it was tipped to be a really good match, but Spain completely dominated. It ended up 2-1 because of a Luis Suarez goal in the 88th minute, but Spain were all over Uruguay. Uruguay seemed to just sit back. Cavani was a complete disappointment. Suarez didn't really do too much other than his goal. Spain just completely were all over him. The midfield just completely dominated, and they just passed their way round everyone. Soldado was fantastic, and he looks like a real top player now, guys. He's been in and out of the Spain side since 2007, I believe, and has now seemed to break through as that out-and-out striker for them, which they really do need. I know they've got so many midfield players that they don't want to play just a striker. They tend to play someone like Fabregas and stuff up front, which you don't really want with someone like Pedro and stuff like that. I think they need an out-and-out striker to go through. But hey, it's Spanish football. They win no matter what, let's face it. But them and their under-21s, who of course are in the final of the under-21s European Championship against Italy, look really strong, and Spain are going to be a dominant side for a long time. Now, speaking of the Spanish under-21s, Isco, who has been absolutely incredible this tournament and has had an incredible season all round, has again been linked with a move to Man City and Real Madrid. Both teams apparently have put a bid in today. No one's quite sure what it's worth. No one has actually said what the deal's worth, but both teams apparently have put bids in for Isco. Now, I think he'd be more of a fit at Man City. I think at Man City he'd be straight in with first team football because they need a left midfielder. Let's face it, they got Jesus Navas on the right midfield. They then play David Silva in the centre of midfield with someone Nazari or Yaya Toure. James Milner and Gareth Barry, I think, are on their way out of Man City. And Tevez is also on his way out. So they really need another left midfielder, I must admit. And having Isco there will just provide them with that offensive spark. And him and David Silva and Jesus Navas would be absolutely fantastic together, guys. And you see, we go up 2-1. 2-0, sorry. But it's offside. I went for the sweaty option, but just slightly played the ball slightly too early. So unfortunately, we were pipped offside. But hey, unlucky for us. But as I was saying, I think Isco will be more of a fit at Man City. I think he'd struggle to get into the first team at Real Madrid, although he is a fantastic talent. I think the only way he would get in is if they sold Ronaldo and did not sign Bale, which we all know is not going to happen. So I just think he should go to Man City, but I can completely understand why he would want to go to Real Madrid. In other news, Hull City have signed Figueroa from Wigan. Of course, Figueroa was out of contract at Wigan this year, and the team didn't want to release him, but unfortunately he has signed a contract with Hull City. So again, Wigan have lost one of their top players, and they're probably going to lose a lot more coming up as well. Figueroa is a great player. Unfortunately, was stuck with injuries this season, so didn't get to play as much as he wanted, but he's a really solid defender. Really like him. I was hoping Newcastle would go after him. I think he's a really good player. But Hull City have definitely got a good player for them, and I think he'll start week in, week out for them. Alongside that, players like Andy Carroll have been told they have to decide this week on whether they want to leave Liverpool. He is obviously, a fee has been agreed with West Ham. He's just now got to accept the contract, and they want to know this week if he is going or not. Let me know what you think will happen with everything I've spoke about today, guys. Hope you've all enjoyed the video. We picked up the 1-0 win against Norwich. We look at the other matches played today, guys. Everton lost, so we do go above Everton. Man City also lost, so I believe we're on the same points as Man City now. Man United picked up the win, so they stay ahead of us by 2. But I believe we move up into 4th or 3rd now as we look at our scouting, our youth academy right now. And nothing too much happening. We have got that scouted star, which I did not mean to apply in this series, but unfortunately it did get put into it. But I hope you've all enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Go check out my new video, which is a wrestling review, guys. It's about a British independent wrestling company, the MBWA. Fantastic show. Definitely go check it out. You see Loris wins Player of the Month again as we head into, is it November or December, guys? We head into December, so not long till the January transfer window now. We got Europa League action against the top of our group, RB Salzburg, in the next video, guys. So remember to leave a like, comment and subscribe. I'm sorry for not giving you videos over the weekend. I've been stuck with revision. I've got my last 2 exams on Wednesday and Thursday, so I hope you all understand that. But after Thursday, we will be back to a video a day with 2 more series starting, which of course is our baseball series and our MLS series. So I hope you all enjoy that and looking forward to that. Remember to leave a like, comment and subscribe for me, guys, and peace out, YouTube. We're heading into overtime.